Hi, my name's Sadie Fellinger, and my book talk I chose was Bud Not Buddy. I chose this because I really enjoy the book. I read it in middle school, so I thought it would be a great book to catch up on and really just dive back into it. So, Bud Not Buddy is written by Christopher Paul Curtis, and he is an American children's author and a Newbery Medal Award winner who wrote Bud Not Buddy. Bud Not Buddy is the first novel to receive both the Coretta Scott King Award and the Newbery Medal Award. Christopher Paul Curtis was born in Flint, Michigan on May 10, 1953, to Dr. Herman Elmer Curtis and Leslie Jane Curtis. He went to the University of Michigan, and he is also the father of two adult children from a previous marriage and a daughter who was born in 2010 to Curtis and his wife now. Christopher modeled characters in Bud Not Buddy after his two grandfathers, Earl Lefty Lewis, a 1930s band leader, Herman E. Curtis, Sr. of Herman Curtis and the Dusky Devastators of the Depression, and the city of Flint plays an important role in many of Curtis's books. Other books written by Curtis are The Watsons Go to Birmingham and Elijah of Buxton. Bud Not Buddy is a story for mostly, I would say, third graders, because I think if anything younger, they might not understand all of the concepts. So I think third grade and up would be a great age appropriate book. So Bud is a 10-year-old boy who lives motherless in a foster shelter home during the Great Depression. When Bud heads out to another foster home, he takes a suitcase with him. In the suitcase, he has memories of his mother. In there, he has a picture of his mother, who she had passed away, a blanket to keep him warm, and rocks. Now, these rocks are very special rocks. They actually have dates and locations on them, and Bud actually doesn't really understand what they mean, but he knows that his mother left them for him, so obviously they must be somewhat important. Also, there was a flyer with a picture of Herman E. Calloway and his band, and my favorite was there was a list, which Bud is the author, and it's called Bud Caldwell's Rules and Things for Having a Funner Life and Making a Better Liar Out of Yourself. When reading this book, I got to hear the humorous remarks of Bud saying all of his do's and don'ts of life, and I think that's hilarious because it just added more, humor to the book, which I really like, so that just really just draws me in more. So when Bud goes to his foster home, the son that the foster family had already had treated him very poorly and shoved a pencil eraser up his nose while he was sleeping. Bud ended up punching the boy, and when the mother came in, the boy told her that he was just trying to wake him up to tell him where the bathroom was, because mother hates the bedwetters. So the mother got very angry at Bud and punished him by making him sleep in the shed filled with beehives, fish heads, spiders, cockroaches, and with no way out except for the locked window and door. Bud made it through the window and went into the house, and he picked up his suitcase, which they hid underneath the table, and left the boy's hand in a glass of warm water. So, obviously, we all know what that would happen. The boy would wet his bed. Oh no, mother won't like that very much. Bud made a run for it. He ran to his soup kitchen to get a free breakfast, and after that, Bud spent the whole day in the library figuring out how long it would take him to get to the Grand Rapids, and after closing, he slept outside. In the morning, Bud met up with his friend Bugs, and they made a plan to make a run for it, and the best way to do that was to catch a train to Chicago. Unfortunately, only Bugs got on the train. Bud was a little too slow. So, Bud headed through Flint to the Grand Rapids to meet who he thought was his father. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and Bud was still walking through Flint. A car pulled up and bribed Bud out of the bush with none other than a can of soda pop. Now, Bud loves soda, so, of course, he took the bribe and got back into the car. The man took Bud back to his house to sleep and eat breakfast there. Then the man sent Bud to the Grand Rapids. When he got there, he met the mean and nasty Herman E. Calloway. Herman decided to let Bud stay in a room in his mansion. Now, you will have to continue reading to find out what happens. I really strongly suggest you do this because it is an amazing book. I hope you read it. Bye!